Let's do it now, let's finish it on. I restarted the last one, not because like, you know, pressing the restart button by accident would have been a problem, but it threw the timer off completely. So I'd rather restart it. It would like, you know, I wasn't continuing it because the time would be inaccurate. So 1 minute for his left, that's not bad. Yeah, but this jump is really scary. Of course, it's not scary if you're slow, but it's not exactly great either, right? Oh god damn, no, please fuck off. This is the exactly worst thing that can happen. When you land on your doors or your roof, and you can't brake, you just have to slide and wait all the way before the game allows you to restart. Because the restarts in this game, they are certainly interesting. I'm not sure how they work, but they are definitely not linked to your car position, like if you're on the roof or something, but they are linked to your speed. So sometimes when you get like launched off into the air, flying out of the track, you know, you can't restart for like 10 seconds until the car finally stops, and that's so annoying. Oh yeah, and that's another like interesting glitch there. I'm not sure if it's actually Ultimate Carnage where I saw this first time or Far Out 2, but you could see on the Bone Cracker there that one of its taillights was blue, and I don't know what causes it, but it looks pretty cool. And I know it happened to me as well when I was driving a car. Okay, no idea what was that, but something just threw me off completely again. I just touched something with the side and it basically magneted me towards it. Like those fence eating, uh, car eating fences in this game. Either way, pretty good so far. No huge mistakes this time around. Unlike last time, like, of course it's not flawless, but better than nothing, that's for sure. Oh no. Whenever I see the AI just go in the woods like this, it's scary. And you could see that it almost just respawned in front of me and completely screwed me off. Frank is stuck, that's nice. Sometimes I wonder who made the AI in this game because it has lots of these hiccups, like just staying in place, doing nothing. Yeah, don't throw me off, thank you. Boom. Sub 6 minutes for a split. That's pretty good, I guess. Okay, water cannon 1. Once again. This time around, no need for wall riding since this looks okay. By the way, in case someone doesn't know like much about this game, then you might wonder why do I always go like into the same specific gates on the start and stuff. It's a fact that each prop, you know, has different what do you call it? Not properties, but like specifications and stuff. And lots of those gates on the start are much heavier. They will slow you much more. They will throw you off. Meanwhile, those fences there, they are like really light, and you can basically go through them without being slowed much. And definitely screwed up. It's also important, like in here, since when you go through the middle or something like that. I don't remember exactly. The AI always, as you can see, fucks it up anyways because fuck you. But lots of those gates and fences, they trigger different oil tanks or whatever that is, and they just fall down when you hit the fence. And going onto the right one is just the way to go. Then again, as I said, the AI just throws itself in, so it doesn't matter much. And that's a levitating chair over there. Wonderful. I panicked a little over there. Nice and immediately braked. The best thing about this track is that once it's last lap, you don't really care about the finish. So you just go ride this and literally jump somewhere. And when you have faster car, like you could see that in my race class run yesterday. I literally jumped on top of the bridge and finished that way. That was pretty cool. Alright, now that I cleared the wall ride for next 2 laps, I can get into this. It's probably the biggest change in Ultimate Carnage compared to Flatout 2, which most people don't really notice. Like, people keep saying that these two games are just the same, with only different graphics. but there's a lot. They changed the physics a lot. All of the cars are changed as well. None of the cars have the same stats as they used to have in Flatout 2. This game is overall much slower. However, they also changed one more thing compared to Flatout 2, which makes up for it in terms of like being action-packed or whatever. That's the fact that everything is wall rideable. It doesn't slow you down. So you can just do this. Oh. Okay, that wasn't the greatest idea. It's not supposed to throw me in the air like that, but something did. Okay, wonderful. The car's not steering again. Not responding as usual. And in this track specifically, there is one more like nice thing. You could once again see me do that in the race class, and if I finished, this is the last track, where I went in here right now, in between the trees, and finished a lap that way. That is possible, and I know it because of a certain trick from Flatout 2, where I didn't try it in Ultimate Carnage, but considering I wasn't able to pull it off even in Flatout 2, uh, I didn't really try. And that's where I use a Flatmobile, which is the fastest MISC class car. And you jump from small hill before that corner and fly over the whole forest straight into the fields, which counts as a finish lap. You can do that. Uh, it's right here on this jump next to the billboard on this hill. Uh, this is only usable in last lap, really. Like you can try to jump uh, into the finish line, but it's almost impossible to hit it. Meanwhile, in the fields, you get it all the time. But you can only do that to finish because it's the last lap. Using it otherwise, it just makes no real sense. And once again, it's only possible with Flatmobile because of the speed. Doing the same with Grinder, you won't fly as far. And I'm surprised I survived the first corner since, especially on this track, the AI is okay. Something just screwed me off there. The AI is notorious for just blocking it basically every single time start of any track happens. The AI which just blocks the road in the very first corner, it crashes in there. And that especially happens here. This is very stupid corner, to take normally, very bad angle. And with the AI in the road, it's pretty much impossible to dodge them. Okay, let's just hope I can make it back on track, since that would definitely respawn me back there. Good. Now it's all right time. Definitely one of the riskier wall rides, but still blast attack nonetheless. But if you won't make it back on track right after it, you will get screwed. You will jump on the bumps and be thrown straight into the forest. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that wasn't good. That was really bad. If I can get under 16 minutes on the split, I'll be really happy. Since compared to flat out 2 times, I know I can't really compare it since the tracks are already different, but still. That would have been more than delightful. Now careful around the stones, like this. The car isn't steering, so I have to slow down a lot. And boom. That's up 16 second split. Hold on, no, not this one. There we got there. Of course it doesn't matter in what order you do it, but since I have the splits here, I don't want to screw them up. Although I could just flip the time data later on in the splits editor, so I suppose it would have been fine. One of the more infamous corners out of the Flatout series, that one next to the truck. It always feels good when you do it correctly. But actually in Flatout 2 I was always going under the tribunes, but the more and more I try to do that in Ultimate Carnage, the more and more I fail. So I suppose I'll just go the normal way. That's also only useful in Flatout 2 since the AI always destroys the gas pump. And those are super heavy, they will always screw up insanely. So going under there, it doesn't save much time, but you avoid the destroyed gas pumps. Which is the only reason, or the gas stands, or whatever you wanna call them. Which is the only reason why you do that. And as far as I know, of course they are heavy in this game, but they shouldn't cause as much trouble. Oh, there we go. I should manage to pull the shortcut off. Oh, goddamn traffic cones, good. There we go, blue taillights again. Oh, I overran here a little bit, but luckily I didn't need to wreck on the left side, so I can still continue. And it's one thing I really like about flat out speedrunning in general, is that in case someone watched my makeshift the racing game in demo showcase run, that was a flat out 100% commentated along with Slow, who's pretty much a legend. And he told me, basically, I found out of as well, but you know, he's the world record holder, so his voted as much more impact than me. He said a flat out one speedrun in general is not really about being the fastest, about shoving off those seconds. But it's mostly about being consistent, not screwing up, not restarting. And then you have Flat Out 2 and Flat Out Ultimate Carnage, where you can always see some similarities to the first game. And I kinda love how the concept still survives, except in this case you have to be fast as well. Just being slow and consistent won't cut it, but being fast and inconsistent, it's the same outcome. Like right here, it's like the best thing you can do is being, I don't know, 50% consistent and 50% fast. You gotta do both. And of course, doing both flawlessly is near an impossible task, but the better you do, the better times you will have. Yeah, thrown off again by that little drop. And there we go. You got to be. Alright, Timberlands won the probably worst first track out of all of them in this game. No wait, this one is fine. Okay, good. I confused it with a different Timberlands track. Ale i když se nikdo nedívá, tak já prostě musím komentovat, chápeš? Tak to prostě je. Můžeš mít nějaký lurkravle nebo to, tak když už prostě streamuju, tak si to odkomentuju, no. Bože. Já reaguju radši nebo to, jenom ignoruju bumpra. A to z jednoduchého důvodu. Protože to řeknu na rovinu a tady nestojím o samkovou školku. A vím, že když mu nebudu odpovídat, vole, že ho tohle bavit nebude. Navíc, že mi nebude rozumět ani slovo, takže odejde. Protože jejich angličtina sahá, ale po yes a no a tím to končí. Ale fakt vtipně to zmiňuješ, protože už posledně mi tady psal Rusák, že proč po každý mluvím, jak kdybych byl na GDQ nebo na jiném maratonu. No. Protože prostě popisuju všechno, co se děje. A všelijaký zajímavosti o té hře, co znám. Kterých není moc, ale když už, tak už. Now, right now we can see another feature that's been implemented specifically in Ultimate Carnage, which is something I really like. This wasn't in Flat Out 2, the fact that you can basically change the time of the day when the races take place. Like in Flat Out 2 it was strictly said, Downtown 3 was done specifically at night and stuff like that. But here on Pine Grove 1, for example, as we are right now, this is night probably, since you can see that moon over there. And you have, you have morning, you have regular day, you have nights. Basically as I said, the different times of day. And this is a small little touch, but I like it so much. Nobody. Pretty okay Pine Grove. I actually thought the only Pine Grove ones in this specific like class are the very first race and the very final race, but as I mentioned, they actually changed the races from Flat Out 2 in Ultimate Carnage. Like this cup used to be, I don't remember exactly, it's still 5 races, but they are different ones. And it seems like it is much shorter now. So that was only 2 laps, this is also a very short circuit, this is 40 seconds the first lap. And the rest ones you do with like 30, 38, stuff like that. That is if you're doing it fast and not like me right now. So with only 3 laps that'll be under 3 minutes as well. Our next one should be the worst Timberlands track, right? If I remember correctly, the Flat Out 2 order. And then there's Farmlands or Midwest Ranch, not sure what that one is. And some City Central. Okay. That's nice, thank you game. No idea how did that get there or what the fuck that was, but... It's very heavy apparently, and not a great idea to jump into it. Frank is again stuck in some kind of a field, as usual. Oh, yikes. What a wonderful way to lose time. So what is next race? Pine Grove 2. Not really sure if this was in the original one or not. But I really think there was some Timberlands in it. The next one is Canal Special Derby Cup, that will never change, those are all the Canal's maps. Metal Smash, that was 4 maps, right? Oh wait, it was 3, 4 and 6. With Metal Smash, I know it had some Midwest Ranch. That was like my biggest nightmare with Switchblade. I don't really know. It doesn't matter since, as I said, the tracks are different anyways. That was a pretty good corner though. Whoa. Flat out physics back in game. Okay, so what's the next one? Next one is Midwest range, so this one doesn't change. And is it? No, wait, this is different one. This is not one I meant. This is longer one. That one takes like 40 seconds if done really properly. This one takes under a minute, slightly. This is such a terrible corner. And there's a lot of junk on the road, so I really hope the air clears it on the next lap. Since they studied it with metal crates and those swing with the wires, by the way. I'm not sure what they are called, but you could see those. That's one of the worst prop and flat out ultimate carnage. It's so goddamn heavy. You touch it and you're fucked. Completely and utterly fucked. Oh, and I got slowed down by something. Not sure if I actually kept that there that slows you down in here. But I know that in the Midwest Trench track, which, well, it's not one I mentioned, but in a different one, you know, the one next to a car with ramp and hay blocks on it. It was always fastest to go that way, but the dirt actually slowed you down, and I know they got rid of it in Ultimate Carnage, at least on that specific map. But I'm not sure if they actually kept the material in and didn't put it all the way there. Not sure right now, not sure at all. Although I'm not really like getting any faster when I go over there, so it's more than possible. Please get to the finish line, thank you. Finish it in style again. And now the final track is Timberlands 2, so they got rid of the city center one, I see. And this is actually another very good track, and it's also super short, like this one takes 30 seconds to finish, slightly over 30 seconds, and this is just 2 laps, so wow. That is if Frank Malkov wasn't Frank Malkov, of course, and wasn't blocking the entire road. One back on the track, thank you. Lots of junk, but I made it through somehow. Well, and with that, that's a split. So next one is Canon Special Air Pickup. Which is only the 3 Canos maps. I'm not sure that long actually, are they like 4 laps or 3 laps? 3 laps, that's good. I mean, I expect the last one to be 3 laps since that one's the longest one, but I think the short one will actually be 4 laps. Yeah, that's what I mentioned by the way, you could just see it right there, that old thing drop when I knocked down the fence. Still better than going through the gate, that's for sure. Whoa! And this is what I also mentioned, how you can't restart when this happens because you have to like reach certain speed, and flying in the air like that, well, it's fast, that's for sure, but not quite what you wanna do. Okay, so the old tanks are on the right side. I'll just hope the AI doesn't push them back in, since if they will stay there for the last lap, then I'm more than happy. Whoa. That was pretty fine. was a good race. Like, no big mistakes, really. Okay, so the short one is 3 laps as well. That's nice to see. The shorter the race is, the better. Whoa. Okay, thank you, advertisements for the shops. Even though you are made out of paper, you threw me off completely. And Ray Carter survived astonishing 45 seconds. That's also nice to see. Oh, the garbage cans, please no. I'm actually surprised none of the electric poles threw me off since they love to do that. If it wasn't, and I thought I'm already done, but then of course something has to fucking happen because of AI. If it wasn't for the hiccup in the first lap, and this of course, then this would have been absolutely godlike uh, water canal. Like that was smooth, the trash on the road didn't throw me off much. Of course that fucking software came and screwed me over since that's what the AI loves to do, just T-bone me to the door in 300 kilometers per hour because they are retarded and they do that a lot. Like that's exactly what was happening to me during the race class run. And bad news, I knocked down the billboard, but since I was pushed by the AI, there was nothing else I could do. Which means that I'll probably struggle a lot in that corner. If the AI doesn't push it away. Now, by the way, be careful on the left side here, since there is one very ugly hidden bump in there on the sidewall. So always go on the right side. What is the billboard? Is it? Okay, that's fine, since if it's like that, then I can go through it without crashing into it, and that's a good spot. I like that. Okay, not sure how that happened, but it's not good. I'm still on my wheels though somehow. Oh, hey. And I'm going to go on a flight. Okay, no good. I slowed down a bit, so wasn't that pick up a flight. But you could see how the paper box knocked me into it and I got thrown in the air a little bit. Imagine that, but like much more. It throws you off in the air completely. So definitely avoid that section. Metal Smash Derby Cup. 3 races, okay. I like to see that, that's for sure. This is also a pretty short one. Some dragster wheelies there. Going on the back wheels. Let's take the jump for once, that can hurt, right? There we go. Nice little nose on top. Oh, hello there, Jason. And thank you for the nitro. Okay, wait, what was that track? Okay, it's Timberlands. I got scared a little bit for a second since I swear I saw like a river-based circuit in there. And doing that in derby class, that would certainly be a surprise. Whoa. That's what happens when you touch the corner. You get thrown off into this, not slope, but what's the English word for it? Into the pillar there. That's the word. Midwest Range 1 is the last track. Oh yeah, so this one remains unchanged. This used to be my switchblade nightmare. Especially here when you check the left side, there are lots of bumps. And once you get thrown into there, you will just keep jumping without being able to restart. Which is not fun experience, let me tell you that much. Whoa! Calm down there. You're no stuntman. Now, this is what I was talking about in terms of the dirt that slows you down. It's on this car on the right side. When you do this, it doesn't slow you down anymore, but it used to. It used to a lot. At least in Fallout 2, you know. So I'm not sure if they got rid of that completely, but since as I said, I wasn't really speeding up in the other Farmlands or Midwest Range track. So I suppose it's still in the game, but it's removed in that particular section here. Which is good to see, honestly. I really dislike that. They also could have fixed the fact that you're not accelerating on the metal things in a certain Timberlands track. Then it would have been perfect. There we go. Wonderful. Go ahead on two wheels again. And there's a tractor. Rise up again. I like the sound. This is one of the best ones in the soundtrack. I used to like a lot the Aberfinite ones, Boys on a Hill. But I'm not sure what this one is called or what the band is in this. It's like the blisters and coffee or something. Not sure what's the name of the song, not sure what's the band, but it's a really good one. So next one is Tarmac Derby Cup. This is free races only as well. Wow. Then perhaps my memory of these races is not the best. Although I know this is still the same. Thank you, AI. Like this specific city center used to be in this specific cup. Although I think it was 3 laps and not 4. Now that I'm through with the AI, let the driving begin. I love this bull ride. Yeah, that's a super heavy block. I figured out as much. I still remember my encounter with his brother on the farmlands track. Oh, come on. Ooh, wasn't the greatest thing, but still better than since once you exit that highway you can also get thrown a lot to the right side. And it spins you so much you most likely have to restart, so still better than that happening. Yeah, just like that, that's exactly what I'm talking about. I don't like the fact that the AI is in the way. Frank is gonna block this shit. God fucking damn it, this happens all the time, just... Why does the AI even has to attempt these shortcuts? Because it always crashes there and always blocks it. And especially if it's Frank fucking Malkov. What I cannot do. Oh, this is at least like 3 laps or something, so... Wait, no, this is the long one and it's 4 laps. God damn it. Since I keep eyeballing the time and this is not looking good for me. This cup is super long. If everything here is gonna take like 4 minutes, that's 12 minutes on there. I don't know, this is gonna be like high 120, high 128, high 127. This is the last cup. Okay, thank you. Last cup always used to take 20 minutes, at least in Faro 2. Not sure how much it takes here. And that's honestly kind of a disappointment since I thought my driving right now was pretty good. I don't really remember making much huge mistakes. Yet it seems like this is just not it. Okay, what the fuck was that? Yeah, I literally kept warning you about this bump all the time, then I still managed to catch into it. Okay, don't hit the billboard, come on, just fucking drive, paper boxes everywhere. Now you can see this will be 103, and there will still be one more race for me to do. If that takes 4 minutes as well, then I'm completely fucked. That'll be like what? Hold on. That'll be 107. 10 with 20 minutes, that's 127. And once again, I really think this round was pretty good. I don't remember any big mistakes, so this will be a disappointment for sure. I think I'll try some other category after this, like not derby class again. Since this seems to be a little bit out of my reach. Air blast. One of the worst races of the entire run, by the way, as was doing pretty good up until this point. Okay, last one is Citizen till 2. If this is what it is, it is what I think it is, then this is not as long one. You can do this one in 40 seconds without any problems. So this won't be 4 minutes, it'll be only 3.5 minutes, which, if you count in the menuings and loading times, it will be 107 nonetheless. And then this happens. This never happened to me. But for a reason I got flipped on my 2 side wheels. Which is like the only non-rideable wall relay, since you will see it's really wobbly. And if you try to wall ride it since the very beginning, you will get stopped instantly. Now let's do this, let's catch up some time hopefully. This track is almost like my specialty, the very first one I grinded in fact, so doing poorly here, that would have been a disappointment. There we go, 42 with not so much NOS, so pretty good lap. And I forgot to wall ride this shit, so that's another nice time loss. Whoa, okay, thank you fucking lamps, man. This is good as a flat out. Always the street lamps. Well, those and electric bulbs, of course. AI seems to be blocking the road again, wonderful. Anyway, Starbuck Derby Cup, here it is done. So the final one takes 20 minutes, which is what I expect, and this is not good at all. I was actually, as I said, I was hoping for at least like sub 125, which would have been a good start, but actually, hold on, this is just 2 lap race, so that makes this much shorter than I expected. This is also a very short track, so this race might take like 1 minute. Well, not just one, it will be slightly over one, but especially if the car won't steer like this and keeps flipping so I can't fucking restart. Wonderful. Yeah, so that's 41 seconds for a lap, and second one will be something over 30. Paper boxes everywhere as usual. Also, I think the final race, at least it was flat out 2, and I don't think they changed it in Ultimate Carnage. The final race is 4 laps Pine Grove 1, which is like 3.5 minutes. And don't forget that these cars are even slower. Although Grinder is the fastest out of them, all of the cars are still slower. So it's next Pine Grove 2. This is a 1 minute track, which is also only 2 laps. Okay. Well, now this doesn't seem so hopeless all of a sudden. That poetic narcotic, by the way, it's pretty good sound from soundtrack as well. I really like the fact that unlike in Flat Out 2, I mean, Flat Out 2 still has wonderful soundtrack, but in this case they didn't vent with big names at all, you know. Flat Out 2 had fucking Nickelback and Papa Roach and Megadeth, Rob Zombie, stuff like that. And here you have absolutely unknown bands, like actual fucking underground. But they're all really good. Although, as far as I know, Manifest and actually Dead Poetic, both of them are Christian rock, which it makes me a little bit like wonder why the guy who was getting the licenses done, or basically who was creating the Flat Out Ultimate Carnage soundtrack, decided that the best thing to put into basically derby racing would be Christian rock. Like, how does that idea even cross your mind? That's something I kind of want to know. Yeah, 3 laps, but this is a really short one. This is the 30 seconds one, so this should be under 2 minutes easily as well. That is, if the AI won't fucking block me again. This is not good, they will crash into each other. Walking blockades, that's all they are. Just get lost, please. Thank you. Toby. Cause I'm alright. Yeah, the ultimate carnage soundtrack just has nice energy. It's nice to listen to. Okay, so what's next? Pine Grove 3, this is a really long one. This even with 2 laps and it's free, so this is like 4.5 minutes. Oh wait, it's not exactly 1:30, but it's fairly close to that. It's like 1:10 for everything, so it's over 3 minutes for sure. Definitely doesn't help my case. Whoa, now there, come on. Back on track and let's finish this. We actually already did one Pine Grove race, so all that's left now is the Forest Timberlands track. And Pine Grove 1. That's a wonderful combination. Well, by the way, in case someone wonders, the world record and layout why it doesn't work, it's because once again there's a variable. It either shows Wreckless, which is not what we are doing, or it won't show anything, so I decided to go with nothing. But the world record for this category is 1 minute, sorry, 1 hour, 19 minutes and something something seconds. We are not getting that, that's for sure. No idea what was that, something just threw me off completely again. There was no garbage on the ground either, it was just the car took off. But I'd rather not question flat out physics. That's the rock, wonderful. I'm so frustrated right now. Okay, Timbaland's free, the worst track in the universe. Let's do this quick, hopefully, without any mistakes. Okay, good. First lap was good. That is probably the worst part, but this corner right here is not the greatest either. Alright, I survived this. Good. Let's see if I can survive both of those two more times, and if so, then I'll be more than happy with this Timberlands. As you could see, I just touched something there, it threw me into the grass, and the grass doesn't come as part of the track, so it restarted me all the way in the back. Which of course means time loss. Like, this was even worse than the first lap. Alright, there Lewis again. Nice to see you chill on the roof. Whoa, that was very close. Since that container, it has a really bad habit of pulling you towards it and destroying you completely. You want to avoid the edges of it as much as possible. Okay, now last track, which is Pine Grove 1. Now let me see. It's only 2 laps, okay. Well, that's a surprise. I thought it's actually 4 laps just like in Plano 2, but they actually lowered it by 2. Well, then this will be a pretty good time, honestly, for the first run. Whoa, and Jason Walker is already wrecked. That took 28 seconds. That's 7 seconds faster than Ray Carter last time. Just where our ultimate carnage wins. Since the since the, car destroying is much more easier in this game as well. God damn it. As I said, that landing is just pure luck. Of course, you can increase your chances of landing correctly, but sometimes the game just will throw you off like that anyways. Whoa. Either way with that, it's done. And you know, I was really scared about my time at first, but this is much better than I expected it to be. Like 121, that's actually